Because know that your husband just leaned over and he just kissed you and said to me, that's my wife, which is my symbol for the fact that he's here. And more importantly, that he was hoping to reach you and connect with you today. He just said to me, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it?
I have a birthday next month, 4th.
Oh my God. So know it's his way of just acknowledging that he's going to be there for the birthday and that he sees the things that you do for him. So you still have birthdays for him?
Yes.
So you have cakes and things like that?
Well, I only lost him a year ago.
Oh, so this is your first birthday without him,
Yes.
correct? So
No, well, actually, my second. I lost him in September of last year.
So know that it's his way of acknowledging that when you have that cake and when you are celebrating that birthday, he wants you to know that he's going to be with you right at that exact moment. He said to me, I have never left you. He talks about him having issues here in the physical world before he had passed. Anytime that spirit connects with me, they put me back in their body and they show me the things that had happened or the things that he had gone through. And I'm connecting with him. I feel like there was issues with circulation. There was issues within his body.
Circulation, yeah.
That's what I'm connecting with. And he says to me, he says, I couldn't get up. I couldn't walk at the ends. He says, I couldn't even move. And that was the hardest thing for me. He says, because I didn't want to lose my independence. He says, and more importantly, he said to me, I did not want to be in the wheelchair. Do you understand that? Yeah. He said, I'd rather, he says, pass away. He says, than have to watch my family stand over me and do things for me. He says, that's just how I was.
Well, I took care of him at home.
I know you did. But he said to me when I'm connecting, that your husband had a hard time with that. Do you understand that? Not being able to go out, not being able to do things, not being able to spend time with all of you. Even though he tells me that you did your hardest to try to make sure that he was at every single event, every single get-together, every single thing that had happened, and he's acknowledging that. He says to me that you talk to him every single night before you go to bed.
I talk to him in the morning, and he's the last person I talk to at night.
Perfect. So if you end the day talking with him, he's the last person that you talk to, know it's his way of acknowledging that. Because he shows me that you go and you'll get his picture, and you'll even talk to it, and you kiss his picture. He says, I felt all those kisses in heaven. Nobody knows that you do that. You're the only one. Because when I talk to your loved ones, I say, tell me things that nobody else would know. And he says, she kisses my picture every single night. Your husband said to me, I didn't want to talk about death. I didn't want to talk about dying. I didn't want to talk about any of these things. He says, and I feel like I never got to prepare you for my passing.
So true.
Because he died, and then you're going back and you're saying, oh my God, I don't know if I did the right thing. I don't know if I did well by him. I don't know if this is what he would have wanted. But he's acknowledging that and letting you know you knew him better than anyone else. He says, so don't question yourself. He says, you did the right thing. And more importantly, I love the way that you still go and remember me still to this day. He says, what I need you to do, he says, is to live life again. He says to go out, he says to do things, because you always say, how am I going to do these things when my husband's not here with me? And he just talked about travel plans. You're supposed to go traveling. You're supposed to go to different places with him. He's talking about the road trips when I'm connecting. So even though you were not able to do so because of his passing, he says, I wasn't into that. He says, all I needed was to be at home with you. He says, spend time with the family. He says, that's all that mattered. So know that I'm okay. Know that I'm at peace. And more importantly, that my soul has never left you. Give them a round of applause. I hope that this helped you.
Yes, it has.